Have you ever chased something so desperately, your dream job, a big goal, even love, only to feel it slipping further away the harder you tried? What if the very act of trying too hard was the thing holding you back? Welcome back, fellow seekers of truth. Today, we're diving deep into a timeless, secret one that could radically transform how you move toward your goals. It's not some productivity hack or overnight miracle. It's something ancient, powerful, and surprisingly counterintuitive, the Stoic art of detachment. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, does this mean I should stop caring? Absolutely not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Imagine this. A child spots a butterfly and runs after it, arms flailing in joy. But the faster they run, the faster it flutters away. Then something magical happens. The child stops, breathes, becomes still, and the butterfly gently lands on their shoulder. That is detachment in motion. The ancient Stoics like Epictetus and Seneca understood something we often forget in today's hustle-obsessed world. When we grip too tightly, we create resistance. But when we let go, not of the dream, but of the desperation, we make space for life to flow in ways we never expected. This doesn't mean giving up. It means transforming the how. Instead of forcing outcomes, we cultivate trust. Instead of wrestling with control, we move with alignment, true power. The Stoics taught lies not in clinging, but in allowing. Get ready, because in this episode, we'll uncover how letting go can paradoxically draw abundance, peace, and success into your life. We'll explore why detachment is not passive. It's the most empowered stance you can take. And you'll learn how to apply this ancient wisdom in modern moments, from job interviews to creative breakthroughs. If this resonates with you, give this video a like, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel for more soul-stirring explorations of philosophy, personal growth, and the art of living with grace. Lesson 1. Do your best and detach. Let's begin with one of the most profound Stoic practices. Do your best and detach. Sounds simple, right? But in practice, it's a graceful dance between effort and surrender, a balance that few ever master. This isn't about being passive or careless. The Stoics were far from that. They believed in showing up, fully giving everything you've got. But once the action is taken, once the arrow is shot, you let go. You trust. Epictetus, who rose from slavery to become one of the most revered Stoic thinkers, said it best, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." And when it comes to life's outcomes, we must also learn to listen to the signs, the flow, the silence. Real-world detachment. Let's bring this down to earth. Say you've just nailed an interview for your dream job. You prepared, performed, and now you wait. The anxiety creeps in. Did they like me? Should I have said that differently? You refresh your email 20 times a day. Sound familiar? That's attachment. It steals your peace and adds no value. But detachment. Detachment is saying, I gave it my all. Now let's see what unfolds. You don't stop caring, you just stop clutching. So stay tuned as we break down more real-life examples, practical tools, and ancient Stoic wisdom to help you navigate the tension between desire and surrender, between chasing and receiving. So as we learned in the last section, when you pour your energy into meaningful action and then release the need to control the result, you unlock a quiet power. Now let's take that further. Instead of letting anxiety spiral while waiting for outcomes, try taking a Stoic approach. You've done your best, nailed the interview, sent a heartfelt thank you note. Now let go. Trust that the right opportunity will find its way to you, whether it's this job or another, even better one. And this isn't just for careers. The same wisdom applies to creative endeavors, romantic relationships, or any situation where we grip too tightly to a specific result. Pour your heart into what you do. Give it everything you've got, but don't get stuck obsessing over how it will turn out. Surrender. Let the universe work its quiet magic. The power of surrender, opening to infinite possibilities. When we detach from outcomes, something profound happens. We begin to notice doors we never even knew were there. Possibilities expand. Our minds become more open to spontaneous ideas, chance encounters, and unexpected solutions. The tighter we cling, the narrower our vision. But the moment we loosen our grip, the whole horizon opens up. As spiritual teacher Michael Singer once said, "The moment you stop trying to control everything, you can finally appreciate everything." That's the paradox. In letting go, we connect more deeply with life, with others, and with ourselves. By surrendering to life's flow, we don't become weak. We become aligned. We discover a wellspring of peace, joy, and contentment that doesn't depend on outcomes. And from that stillness, we begin to attract more than we ever could by force. Building your detachment muscle, tips for letting go. But how do we actually practice this? How do we turn detachment from a lofty idea into a living habit? First, focus on the process. Instead of fixating on the final result, fall in love with the steps. Each task, each challenge, each small win. These are the real moments that shape us. Second practice, acceptance. Life isn't always within our control, and that's okay. Some things are meant to unfold in their own time, their own way. Breathe into that truth. Third, trust. Not blindly, but with an inner knowing that the path is unfolding for your highest good, even if it doesn't look like it yet. Next, cultivate gratitude. Start noticing what's already right. The breath in your lungs, the people who care, the quiet wins. Gratitude lifts you from scarcity into abundance, and finally, surrender to the flow. Let go of your urge to micromanage life. There's a deeper wisdom at play. Trust that you're being guided. Detachment isn't about being indifferent or uninvolved. It's about showing up with purpose and passion, but also with humility. Knowing when to act and when to allow. Knowing that your job is to sow the seeds, not to pull the plants out of the ground to check if they've grown. When you live this way, life becomes lighter, clearer, more free. So take the next step. Embrace the Stoic art of effortless manifestation. Release the tight grip. Trust the current. And watch your desires unfold, not always as you planned, but often far more beautifully than you imagined. Lesson 2. Attract what you want. The Stoic law of attraction. Now let's go deeper into this transformative principle. Let's explore how the Stoics and modern thinkers align on one profound truth: you attract what you are ready for by being what you desire. In the last segment, we explored how aligning your thoughts and energy with your desires can transform your reality. Now let's bring this idea down to earth and see how it plays out in everyday life. When we consciously tune our emotional frequency to match our desires, we begin to attract those very experiences into our lives, sometimes in ways that seem almost magical. Real-world attraction, from dream jobs to soulmate connections. Think of it this way. If you're aiming to land your dream job, don't just fixate on external actions like polishing your resume or attending networking events. While those steps matter, there's something even more powerful: becoming the version of yourself who already has that job. Feel the joy, the purpose, the confidence of being in that role. Let that energy radiate from within you. When you carry yourself as if the job is already yours, the universe often responds in surprising and favorable ways. The same principle applies to relationships. If you're longing for a deep, loving connection, don't just chase dates or swipe endlessly through apps. Instead, cultivate the feeling of being loved. Imagine the warmth of intimacy, the security of true companionship, the laughter and trust of a real bond. When your heart is already filled with that energy, you're naturally more magnetic to the kind of connection you seek. The science and philosophy behind it. This practice isn't just spiritual fluff. It's rooted in both modern science and ancient philosophy. According to quantum physics, everything in our universe, objects, thoughts, emotions, is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Our thoughts aren't passive. They emit a frequency. When we focus on elevated emotions like joy, love, and gratitude, we raise our vibrational state and naturally attract experiences that resonate at the same frequency. The Stoics, too, believed in an orderly universe governed by rational principles. They taught that by aligning our desires and behaviors with this natural order, we achieve harmony and fulfillment. In the context of attraction, this means recognizing that our deepest desires aren't random. They're connected to a greater energetic flow that we are part of. When we surrender to this flow and trust in the wisdom of the universe, life doesn't have to be a constant struggle. We begin to attract the relationships, opportunities, and resources that align with our truest path. Modern-day visionaries echo this truth. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, often speaks about the power of belief and timing. She once said, "You don't become what you want. You become what you believe." Believing in your worth, trusting the process, and aligning with your purpose is what opens the door to real possibility. Building your attraction power. Tips for effortless manifestation. So how do you move from chasing to attracting? Here are some practical tools to help you harness your inner magnetism. 1. Clarity. Be precise about what you truly want. What kind of career excites you? What kind of partner do you envision? What kind of life feels aligned with your soul? Visualization. Close your eyes and picture your ideal life in vivid detail. Feel the emotions as if they're happening now. Let that scene become a daily mental rehearsal. 3. Affirmations. Speak powerful truths to yourself. Use positive, empowering statements that reinforce your ability to create and attract the life you desire. Say them out loud each day with conviction. 4. Gratitude. Practice. Appreciating the blessings already in your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, and abundance attracts more abundance. 5. Inspired action. Move toward your goals with purpose and excitement. These actions don't have to be massive, just meaningful. They signal to the universe that you're committed and ready. 6. Release control. Let go of rigid timelines and specific outcomes. Trust that what's meant for you will arrive at the perfect time in the perfect form. 7. Embrace the journey. Celebrate each step, no matter how small. Learn from every challenge. Know that every moment is shaping the outcome, even the ones that don't go as planned. Attracting what you want is not about forcing, begging, or manipulating the universe into submission. It's about alignment, energetic, emotional, and intentional. It's about stepping into the flow of life and allowing your desires to meet you there. So stop chasing. Open yourself to receive. The universe is already listening. Previously, we explored how aligning with the universe's energy can help you attract what you desire effortlessly. Now let's shift from attraction to elevation. Embracing a stoic mindset that lifts you up even when life tries to pull you down. You will be uplifted at every turn, embracing the stoic path of alignment. Welcome back, my fellow cosmic travelers. It's time to journey deeper into a timeless, stoic truth. When you align your mindset with the flow of the universe, life begins to rise up and meet you. This idea isn't about blind optimism or ignoring life's inevitable struggles. Rather, it's about learning to see challenges from a higher perspective, trusting that even the roughest roads can carry you forward. The Stoic perspective. Amor fati. Love your fate. The ancient Stoics had a powerful phrase for this amor fati, love your fate. But let's be clear, this isn't passive acceptance, this is active embrace. It's choosing to welcome every experience, good or bad, as essential to your journey of becoming. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means every setback, every challenge isn't just something to endure, it's the very thing that will shape your progress. Obstacles aren't detours, they are the path. Real-world upliftment. From career setbacks to personal challenges. Imagine losing your job unexpectedly. The first response might be fear, frustration, even despair. But a stoic mindset sees deeper. What if this is a chance to pivot toward a career you've always dreamed of but never dared to pursue? What if this setback is a sacred invitation to finally start that business idea or return to something that fuels your passion? This perspective isn't limited to work. A painful breakup. It could be your clearest mirror yet, revealing what truly matters to you in love. A health scare. It might awaken a deeper commitment to your body and well-being. Modern-day Stoic writer Ryan Holiday captures it beautifully. The obstacle is the way. Within every hardship lies the seed of transformation. It's not just a feel-good phrase, it's a lens that can change how you move through the world. The quantum connection, vibrational alignment, and there's science to support it. Quantum physics tells us that all things from matter to emotion are energy, vibrating at specific frequencies. Our thoughts and feelings carry vibrations too, and when we consciously focus on positive, elevated emotions, we raise our frequency. What happens then? We begin attracting situations, people, and possibilities that match our new state. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a pioneer in cellular biology, says, "The moment you change your perception is the moment you rewrite the chemistry of your body." In other words, shifting your mindset doesn't just uplift your spirit, it literally rewires your biology. You're not just thinking differently, you're becoming different. Building your upliftment. Mindset tips for embracing the flow. So how do you nurture this mindset of upliftment? Especially when life feels heavy, here are a few grounded ways to begin. 1. Reframe challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as punishments, try viewing them as lessons. Ask, what is this teaching me? How can this help me grow? 2. Practice gratitude. Even when things feel hard, focus on what's still good. Your breath, a kind word, a sunrise. Gratitude reorients your focus and draws in more of what supports you. This isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about learning to stand taller through the storm, not by resisting it, but by flowing with it. As we explored earlier, being uplifted at every turn isn't about ignoring reality. It's about cultivating a perspective that turns obstacles into opportunities and transforms each moment into a stepping stone for growth. Now let's continue deepening that mindset by embracing the practical steps that support it in daily life. Continuing the journey. Practical tools to stay uplifted. Third, trust the universe. Even when the path ahead feels uncertain or the detour confusing, hold faith that there's a greater design unfolding. One you might not fully grasp right now, but that's working in your favor. Fourth, embrace change. Rather than fearing what's unfamiliar or resisting life's twists and turns, welcome change as a necessary catalyst for your evolution. Like the seasons, we're meant to shift, grow, and reinvent ourselves. Change isn't the enemy, it's the invitation. Fifth, cultivate resilience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks is one of life's greatest strengths. Remember, every storm that didn't break you built you. Every time you got up after falling, you became stronger, wiser, and more equipped for the next step. Sixth, connect with your purpose. When your actions are rooted in your values and aligned with your passions, your life gains clarity, direction, and meaning. You're no longer just reacting, you're responding with intention. And always remember, being uplifted doesn't mean pretending that life is always sunshine and roses. It means choosing to find the light even when skies are grey. It's a conscious decision to trust the process, to grow through what you go through, and to believe that something beautiful is always being woven behind the scenes. So, walk forward with courage. Embrace the Stoic path of alignment. Trust that each experience, no matter how challenging, is guiding you to your highest good. And as you do, you may just begin to see the magic unfold. Lesson 4. Where do your desires come from? A Stoic exploration of inner yearnings. Now let's shift gears and dive into a question that touches something deep and timeless. Where do our desires really come from? Are they simply whims that pass through our minds, or do they reveal something more essential about who we are? This isn't just about wanting a snack or planning your next vacation. It's about understanding what truly moves you, what calls to your heart, fuels your ambition, and drives your decisions. The Stoic perspective, desires as guides, not dictators. To the Stoics, desires weren't inherently wrong or right. They saw them as natural impulses, powerful forces that could either lead us astray or guide us toward virtue. The key was not to blindly obey them, but to observe them, question them, and choose wisely. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and statesman, once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." His words remind us that unchecked desire can become a source of suffering. The more we cling, the more we chase, the more we lose sight of peace. But that doesn't mean we should reject desire altogether. The Stoics also acknowledged that when approached mindfully, desire can be a driving force for personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, believed that while our actions may face obstacles, our intentions remain within our control. "What stands in the way becomes the way," he wrote, emphasizing that our minds have the power to adapt, to transform barriers into fuel for purposeful action. The nature versus nurture debate. Where do desires originate? So what shapes our desires? Are they part of our biology, hardwired into our DNA? Or are they a result of our environment shaped by culture, upbringing, and media? Philosophers and scientists have debated this for centuries. Some believe our desires are evolutionary designed for survival, reproduction, and reward. Others argue they are social products formed through conditioning, advertising, and social comparison. But there's also a deeper possibility. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung proposed that beyond biology and environment, we're influenced by a shared human consciousness, a collective reservoir of symbols, archetypes, and spiritual imprints. He called this the collective unconscious. From this perspective, some of our desires may not come from our personal story, but from something ancient and universal, whispers from the soul calling us toward something greater. Real-world desires, from careers to inner callings. In daily life, our desires can span from the practical to the profound. We might long for a rewarding career, a loving partnership, financial freedom, physical health, or inner peace. Some desires may be fleeting. Others feel like sacred callings, nudges from the deepest parts of ourselves. What matters most is how we relate to these desires. Do we chase them blindly, or do we pause, reflect, and ask, where is this coming from? Is it aligned with who I truly am? Will this bring me lasting fulfillment or just temporary pleasure? When we examine our desires with clarity and curiosity, they become not traps, but teachers, not chains, but compasses. And in that space of discernment, we begin to shape a life that reflects not just what we want, but who we are meant to become. In our previous exploration, we began to uncover the deeper roots of desire, how they can either guide us toward meaningful growth or lead us astray if left unchecked. Now let's dive further into how we can consciously choose which desires to follow and which to release. Happiness through clarity, understanding the roots of desire. When we gain clarity about where our desires come from, we begin to reclaim our power. We no longer chase every fleeting whim or impulsive urge. Instead, we make conscious choices, deciding which desires align with our truth and which ones are distractions. And in doing so, we unlock a deeper, more lasting sense of happiness. The Stoic approach, aligning desire with virtue. The Stoics taught that the path to a fulfilling life lies in one simple but profound practice, aligning our desires with virtue. That means choosing desires that are guided by reason, grounded in nature, and directed toward the greater good. It also means letting go of cravings that are destructive, excessive, or rooted in illusion. This doesn't mean denying our human nature or suppressing what we feel. The Stoic path isn't about becoming cold or robotic. It's about channeling our inner energy in ways that support personal development, build meaningful relationships, and contribute positively to the world around us. Building your desire. Compass. Tips for navigating the inner landscape. So how do we actually navigate the winding road of our own desires? Here are a few timeless practices that help build what we might call a desire compass. 1. Self-reflection. Set aside time to get honest with yourself. What do you truly want? What lights you up? What motivates you to get out of bed in the morning? Reflection brings awareness, and awareness brings choice. 2. Examine your values. What principles guide your life? What kind of person do you aspire to be? When you know your values, it becomes easier to assess which desires support your higher self and which lead you away from it. 3. Challenge your assumptions. Are your desires based on real, grounded expectations, or are they borrowed from others or influenced by unrealistic ideals? Question everything. Discern with care. 4. Practice mindfulness. Pay close attention to the thoughts and emotions that surface when desire arises. Do they bring peace? Do they stir anxiety or comparison? Your internal signals are powerful guides if you learn to read them. 5. Seek wisdom. Learn from the Stoics and from other great minds throughout history. Their writings offer a treasure trove of insight on how to relate to desire with clarity and purpose. And remember this powerful truth: your desires are not your master. They are your guide. When you understand their origins and align them with virtue, you create not only a life of achievement, but a life of deep meaning. Lesson 5. Live within your imagination. The Stoic art of creative manifestation. Now let's step into something a bit more mystical, but still deeply practical. Let's talk about the role of imagination in shaping your reality. Fellow dreamweavers, it's time to unlock one of the most powerful forces you carry within you, your creative mind. This isn't about escapism or fantasy. It's about using the gift of imagination wisely and intentionally to co-create the life you want to live. The Stoic connection, the power of perception. The Stoics understood that our perception shapes our reality. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, famously wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This insight reveals that we're not passive observers of life, we are active interpreters. And here's where imagination becomes powerful. It influences how we interpret what's happening around us. By visualizing our desired outcomes, we shift our perception, align our energy, and create space for those outcomes to manifest. This isn't about denying reality. It's about participating in it with intention, becoming a co-author of your experience, not just a reader of the script. Real-world imagination, from vision boards to business plans. Think of imagination as your inner lab, a place where you test ideas, explore dreams, and visualize outcomes before they take form. Want to start a business? Begin by picturing yourself confidently running it, serving happy clients and reaching your goals. Feel it, believe it, then build it. This process isn't wishful thinking. It's how we program our subconscious to support our conscious goals. Even Oprah Winfrey, who rose from poverty to global success, credits imagination as one of her most powerful tools. She envisioned her future long before it became real, and then walked into it one step at a time. As we just uncovered, imagination is more than just fantasy. It's a powerful creative force that can shape your reality from the inside out. And now we'll take that even further by diving into the science behind it and learning how to strengthen this incredible inner muscle. The power of visualization, backed by science. Oprah Winfrey, a living example of possibility turned real, once said, "Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe." This isn't poetic fluff. It's rooted in real neuroscience and quantum theory. Modern science is rapidly catching up with what ancient philosophers intuitively understood. Through the concept of neuroplasticity, we've discovered that the brain can literally rewire itself, forming new neural pathways in response to repeated thoughts, focused attention, and imaginative experiences. That means your brain is not fixed, it's fluid, and your imagination is one of the tools that reshapes it daily. Meanwhile, in the realm of quantum physics, there's growing evidence that our intentions, our focused thoughts and visualizations, may influence the quantum field, the fundamental energy that interconnects everything in the universe. In essence, where the mind goes, energy flows. And when we focus our imagination on positive, aligned outcomes, we may well be setting powerful waves into motion that help bring those visions to life. Building your imaginative muscle. Tips for creative manifestation. So how do you actually harness this immense power? Let's break it down with a few practical, actionable steps. 1. Set aside time for visualization. Each day, carve out a few quiet moments just for you. Close your eyes and vividly imagine your desired outcome. Feel it, see it, hear it. Make the scene detailed and emotionally rich. This daily practice trains your brain and aligns your energy. 2. Create a vision board. Gather images, words, and symbols that reflect your goals. Put them somewhere visible, on your wall, in your planner, or even your phone lock screen. A vision board isn't just decoration. It's a visual map reminding you of where you're headed. 3. Write a life script. Describe your ideal day, week, or year as if it were already happening. Be specific. How do you wake up? What kind of people surround you? What are you working on? Writing it down makes your vision tangible and helps your subconscious start to believe it's possible. 4. Affirm your desires. Use positive affirmations to reinforce your belief in what you're creating. Say them with emotion like you already believe them. Repetition with feeling rewires belief. 5. Act as if. Start behaving like the version of yourself who already has what you want. How would you walk, talk, or make decisions if your dream life were already yours? Embody that now and you begin attracting it faster. Remember, your imagination isn't just a place you escape to. It's a place where your reality begins. When used intentionally and consistently, it becomes a tool of manifestation, a blueprint for the life you've always dreamed of. So go ahead, unleash that vision. Give yourself permission to dream big. The possibilities, they're endless. If this video spoke to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And hey, share this with someone you care about and drop a comment below with the words, "Keep it up," to let us know you're on this journey too. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Lesson 6. Finding peace, letting go, and trusting the divine flow. And now, dear peaceful warriors, we arrive at one of the most profound lessons of all the art of letting go. This final piece brings together everything we've explored, desire alignment, imagination, and ties it into the deepest human yearning of all inner peace. This isn't about wishful thinking or denying reality. It's about aligning your energy with your truest intentions and trusting the universe to do its part. When we let go of resistance, anxiety, and the need to control, we step into a more harmonious rhythm with life itself. The Stoic perspective, tranquility and trust in the divine order. The ancient Stoics were masters of this mindset. In the midst of chaos, they sought tranquility, a calm and steady mind regardless of external circumstances. Seneca, the philosopher and statesman, captured it beautifully. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future, not to amuse ourselves with hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have. This isn't a call to inaction or complacency. It's a gentle reminder that peace begins when we stop fighting the moment, when we accept what we cannot change and focus our energy on what we can, our thoughts, our choices, and our mindset. We reclaim our power. Real-world peace and abundance, from daily stress to dream manifestation. In today's world, we're constantly hustling. One goal leads to the next. One achievement never quite feels like enough. But what if peace isn't found at the finish line? What if it's found right here in the breath you're taking now? Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means creating space, space for clarity, space for flow, space for the universe to move in ways your plans never could. Previously, we explored how peace and surrender can unlock true abundance, not by chasing outcomes, but by aligning ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. Now let's go even deeper into the heart of that alignment, stepping into the field of infinite possibilities and releasing the blocks that keep us from receiving what's already ours. Trusting the divine flow. Tapping into limitless possibility. Deepak Chopra, a renowned voice in modern spirituality and alternative medicine, often speaks of the universe as a field of infinite possibilities. According to him, we are not just passive observers of this field, we are co-creators of our reality. And by aligning ourselves with this ever-present energy, we gain access to its limitless abundance. But here's the key: to truly access this field, we must first release the inner blocks that keep us stuck. The fears, the doubts, the beliefs we've held for years, often without even realizing, telling us we're not good enough, not ready, not worthy. The power of surrender, letting go of limitations. We all carry invisible weight stories we tell ourselves about our worth, our limits, our potential. These stories over time become like bricks in a wall, quietly blocking the flow of love, joy, and success that could be reaching us. What if these limitations were never real in the first place? What if they're illusions, mental mirages formed by past pain, societal expectations, or fear of change? When we begin to recognize these blocks, name them, and gently let them go, we create space. And in that space, the abundance of the universe can finally flow in. We start to believe that we are worthy of love, capable of success, and open to happiness. And more than just believing, we allow ourselves to receive. Building your inner sanctuary. Tips for peaceful manifestation. So how can you begin releasing negativity, cultivating peace, and unlocking the abundance already waiting for you? Here are a few grounded, powerful practices. 1. Practice mindfulness. Tune into your present experience, your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations. When negativity arises, notice it without judgment and gently return your focus to the here and now. This soft awareness helps dissolve internal resistance. 2. Embrace acceptance. Accept that you can't control everything. Trying to force outcomes only creates tension. Instead, trust the deeper wisdom of the universe and allow life to unfold with grace. 3. Cultivate gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good in your life, even the smallest things. Gratitude is a powerful shift. It moves you from scarcity to sufficiency, from lack to love. 4. Identify and release negative blocks. Get honest about what fears or beliefs might be holding you back. Do you believe success is for others, but not you? Challenge that. Replace limiting beliefs with affirmations grounded in truth and possibility. 5. Connect with your inner self. Spend quiet time in meditation, prayer, or reflection. The answers you're looking for often whisper from within. Tune in. Listen. Your intuition knows the way. 6. Visualize your desires. Create clear, detailed images in your mind of the life you want to manifest. Feel the emotions as if you're already living it. Your energy begins to shift the moment you fully inhabit that vision. 7. Take inspired action. Let go of perfection. Just move. Do what feels aligned, even if it's small. Show the universe you're not only ready, you're already stepping into it. 8. Surrender to the flow. Detach from rigid timelines and specific results. Know that the universe has perfect timing. Trust that delays are not denials, and redirections are often protections. A journey, not a destination. Finding inner peace. Letting go of resistance and living in harmony with the universe is not a one-time achievement. It's a lifelong practice. Be gentle with yourself. Celebrate the progress, however small. Each step forward is part of your transformation. By living these Stoic principles, presence, intention, surrender, you realign your energy. And in doing so, you become a magnet for the abundance, love, and joy that were meant for you all along. So take a deep breath. Let go of the struggle. Step into the peaceful flow of the universe. Because your dreams, they're not far off. They're already on their way. As we just explored, surrendering to the flow of the universe opens us up to peace and abundance. But there's one more ingredient that amplifies it all: joy. And not the kind that comes and goes with external events, but the kind you cultivate, choose, and carry within. The Stoic connection, joy as a conscious choice. Contrary to what some may think, the Stoics were not cold or emotionless. They deeply understood that joy wasn't just a fleeting emotion, it was a byproduct of living in harmony with virtue and truth. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and playwright, famously said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This reminds us that happiness is available right now, not someday, not when everything is perfect, but here in this very moment. It doesn't mean pretending to be happy all the time. It doesn't mean denying sadness, frustration, or pain. It means recognizing that joy is an inner stance, a perspective we nurture by choosing gratitude, by seeking beauty in the everyday, and by focusing on what is rather than what's missing. Real-world joy. From everyday moments to life's big wins. Joy doesn't have to wait for grand accomplishments. It lives in the warmth of morning sunlight on your face, in the sparkle of a child's laughter, in a shared smile, a deep breath, a bite of your favorite food. Even in your efforts, finishing a tough project, helping someone in need, learning something new, there's joy to be found. These aren't just feel-good moments. They are powerful reminders that life at its core is rich with meaning when we choose to see it that way. The Dalai Lama once said, "Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions." In other words, we build our joy one choice at a time by how we think, how we speak, how we show up. The science behind joy. The happiness advantage. Modern research in positive psychology backs this up. In fact, studies have shown that happiness isn't simply the result of success. Often, it precedes it. Sean Acor, a leading happiness researcher and author, calls this the happiness advantage. He explains that when we cultivate a positive state of mind, we become more creative, more productive, and more resilient. So by choosing joy, we're not just feeling better, we're laying the groundwork for even more success and fulfillment. Building your joyful mindset, practical tips to attract your desires. So how do you start cultivating this joyful mindset today? Here are some practices to light your path. Practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to acknowledge what's good in your life. It could be as simple as jotting down 3 things you're thankful for, or telling someone how much you appreciate them. Gratitude shifts your focus and transforms your energy. 2. Focus on the present moment. Be mindful of your thoughts and emotions. When you catch yourself slipping into negativity or worry, gently guide your attention back to now. There's always something beautiful happening in the present. Find it. 3. Engage in joyful activities. Make time for what lifts you up. Whether it's walking in nature, playing music, cooking, painting, or simply dancing in your kitchen, joy loves to be invited. 4. Surround yourself with positive people. Energy is contagious. Spend time with those who uplift you, who make you laugh, who believe in your dreams. These connections are nourishment for the soul. 5. Practice self-care. Nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Eat well. Rest deeply. Meditate. Move. When you care for yourself, you send a clear message to the universe. I am worthy of joy. 6. Believe in your dreams. Hold your vision close. Nurture it. Speak it aloud. Believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Even if things seem slow or unclear, trust that momentum is building beneath the surface. 7. Celebrate your wins. No matter how small, honor your progress. Every step forward is a signal to your subconscious that you're on the right path. Celebrating reinforces success and opens the door to more. Joy is a journey, not a destination. Let's remember, joy isn't something you arrive at one day when all the stars align. It's a way of walking through life. A daily decision to look for light, to stay open-hearted, and to trust that the universe is not against you, it's working with you. So release the tension, my friend. Smile more. Worry less. Your wish, it's already on its way. In this episode, a journey of alignment and awakening. Throughout this video, we've uncovered the true power of letting go of the chase and embracing the quiet strength of attraction. We've explored the nature of desire, the art of surrender, the magic of imagination, and the steady joy that arises from alignment with the present. We've challenged limiting beliefs. We've tapped into ancient Stoic wisdom, and we've discovered that you are not separate from the love, abundance, and success you seek. They already exist within you. As you move forward on this journey of self-discovery and manifestation, may you be gentle with yourself. May you stay anchored in the now. And may you always trust in the beautiful, mysterious timing of the universe. Your dreams aren't out of reach. They're already yours, waiting for you to become the version of yourself who's ready to receive them. Thank you for joining me on this soulful exploration of the Stoic law of attraction. Until next time, keep shining, keep believing, and remember, what belongs to you will simply find you.